What's up everyone, it's me Jake here, and today I'm going to be doing another First Impressions review, and this is going to be the first review that I'm going to do on this channel of a light novel, and that light novel is Classroom of the Elite. I just finished this first volume last night. I was going to make this video last night, but I finished it around like 11:30ish at night, so I was like, it's a little bit too late to upload, so I didn't. But yeah, I really enjoyed this, and it's starting to get, and I'm going to be at way more light novels. As you can tell, I already got the first 7 volumes of I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. I just recently got them. And yeah, I've been trying to look into getting more light novels. Like, I'm probably going to be getting Orgairu, the Monogatari series probably, Danmachi, Infinite Endogram, Skeleton Knight in Another World, and a couple others. Those are going to be like the main ones I'm going to be getting right away. Danmachi is because we all know, if you're a fan of my channel, you know, I have like every Danmachi manga volume out there right now, and I love Danmachi. Now to get back onto the video's topic of Classroom of the Elite, it was so good. The first volume just hooked me in right away. Like, how they built up to the major twist was so well, and so well written, and so just great. How they foreshadowed so much, but they didn't foreshadow it enough to spoil everything that will happen, and how they did that was really interesting. And if you haven't read it, I'm going to be spoiling a little bit, so this is just a spoiler warning before anything I get into big spoilers, since I kind of was, but not really. But yeah, basically, when they get to find out that Class D is like the defects, and like they won't get points every month because of how many times they did bad things, it was super interesting. Mostly because they hinted at it a lot, because they were like, oh, this is so easy, and then like right away when Aino Koji meets Pseudo, they're like, are you Class D, like the upperclassmen, and they roasted them, and yeah, it just kept building up to a major twist, and when the twist actually happens, it was so good, and it was just such a delightful read. I will highly, highly, highly suggest anyone read this if they're looking into light novels or to start light novels. Just purely off the first volume alone, I am hooked. I'm going to keep reading this until it ends. It's just so good from what I've read so far. The characters are so great. How they're developing is so unique on how they're developing. Like Horikita, for example, how she developed was super interesting to read. Same with Aino Koji. Kushida as well. The Kushida's twist was amazing. The chapter when Kushida and the Aino Koji see each other on top of the roof, and then Kushida's just like a completely different person, and then like basically falsely accuse Aino Koji of rape if she does anything. If Aino Koji does anything. It was so good. It just has a lot of twists and turns, and it really is like a game of chess how they're playing it. Because even in the beginning, there's something that this teacher says, like, you can buy anything with points, and they even use it at the end of this volume, saying like, oh, you can, Aino Koji comes with a plan because Pseudo failed by 1 point his midterm, and he literally goes up to the teacher, and he's like, I'll buy that 1 point, and she's like, what? I can't do that? And then he's like, you said you can buy anything with points, so why can't I get a point off the test for the points that we gained from like the first month? It's just such a good book. It's such a good light novel. If you're looking to light novels, definitely suggest this one. So far, from what I've read, I would actually rate this thing a 9.5 out of 10, if not a 10 out of 10. This thing, just off the first volume alone, hooked me so much. And the story of it, it's so great. I would highly, highly suggest this to anyone looking into light novels. Like, even like the art that is shown every once in a while is so well drawn, like, of like the dummy trio of Yamuchi, Ike, and Pseudo, or like, okay, I'm not gonna show that one. This one also, like the art that's actually shown is so great, and I also don't like what Aino Koji looks like in the art, but I don't really care. If you don't know what Aino Koji looks like, or if you didn't see the anime, this is what he looks like. It kind of just gets on my nerves, but what can you do? I don't really care. his character appearance shouldn't really matter. It's just my preference, but it's such a good book. I would definitely suggest this to anyone. I'm not like a big classroom like high school fan, but this was such an interesting read. It's more of like a psychological mystery than a high school light novel. It's super interesting how they go about it, because does have high school elements, but a lot of the high school elements are overshadowed by the mystery and by the psychological effects of how does this school run, how are they going to take points, how are they going to gain points. Everything is just a mystery to everyone in Class D, and they're just trying to learn that. And that is just such a good just story. And like, I never thought that this story would hook me. Like, I was reading it and I was like, when's it gonna get good? For like the first like 20-30 pages, and then it started getting really good. Like the first 20-30 pages, after like the whole like swimming class, it started like picking up and it really got good. And once the twist happens, I was like, oh my god, all that was so worth it. Because they literally they took like the first 2 or 3 chapters that they did to build it up to the twist, and they just completely slammed all the information back. Like, yeah, like that was all needed, and it was needed for one specific purpose for each little thing. Like the foreshadowing of when Pseudo and Aino Koji, for example, were getting bullied for being Class D, to later finding out that Class D was considered rejects and never promoted to Class C or Class A or Class B. They never got promoted. And like stuff like that is so interesting. And I'm just gonna stop the video here so I don't rant, because I can rant on for another like probably 10 to 15 minutes just saying this thing is amazing. But if you've not read Classroom of the Elite, I highly suggest the light novels. I watched the anime. This is so much better, and trust me when I say that this is way better than the anime, and I'm being completely honest. Please read the light novels. I know there's a manga for it. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near this level, so please, I'm rating it a 9.5 out of 10. I have not rated anything with 10 out of 10 yet, so once something does get a 10 out of 10, that's blowing my mind. This is probably the closest that 10 out of 10 will be, in my opinion, other than Berserk and One Piece. Those are the only two that I'm just going to say that 10 out of 10, not have anyone surprised about that. Those two are probably some of the best manga ever written, so yeah, but light novels is the best thing I've ever written out of a book. Of course, it's probably one of the only things I read outside of school, so that definitely doesn't help, but yeah, I very much suggest this to anyone looking for like a psychological mystery or even a high school book. Definitely very good, definitely highly suggest that. And that will be it for the video as well. If you like the video, please like and subscribe like usual, and I hope I see you guys next time. Peace!